One pattern, one creation. If God is truly one, and all creation flows from that one source, then it should not surprise us that creation itself carries the fingerprint of the Spirit that made it. The physical world was never meant to be separate from the spiritual. It was designed to speak its language. Scripture makes this claim directly. From Romans chapter 1 verse 20, "For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead." The unseen spiritual nature of God is not hidden from the physical world. It is written into it. Every created thing carries a trace of the reality that made it. This is why Hebrews chapter 8 verse 5 describes the earthly tabernacle as something built unto the example and shadow of heavenly things. The tabernacle Moses built, every measurement, every material, every piece of furniture, was never the point in itself. It was a physical pattern corresponding to a heavenly reality. The external object pointed to an internal truth. This single principle that the external physical layer of creation exists to reflect an internal spiritual layer runs through the whole of Scripture once you know to look for it. It's why Jesus taught almost entirely in parables. Ordinary physical things, seeds, coins, sheep, bread, wine, were used deliberately as doorways into spiritual truth. When his disciples asked why he spoke this way, part of his answer from John chapter 3 verse 12 hints at the same pattern. "If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?" The earthly is the doorway to the heavenly, not a separate, disconnected thing from it. Paul makes the same point about the order of creation itself in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 46. "Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual." The physical comes first in our experience, but it was never meant to stand alone. It exists to lead us toward the spiritual reality underneath it. This is what oneness actually means, at the level of creation itself. It's not simply that all people are connected to one another, or that all people are connected to God. It's that all of creation, down to its smallest physical details, is one continuous fabric, spirit and matter, woven from the same source and speaking the same underlying truth. Colossians chapter 1 verses 16 and 17 states it plainly. "For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, and by him all things consist." Everything holds together, visible and invisible alike, because it all comes from and is held together by the same one source. Once you see this pattern, Scripture opens up differently. A garden is never just a garden. A shepherd is never just a shepherd. Bread and wine are never just bread and wine. Every physical thing in Scripture and in creation itself is a shadow cast by a spiritual reality standing behind it. Learning to see both the shadow and what casts it is not adding something foreign to Scripture. It's reading Scripture and the world the way it was built to be read. MJI LightWorker do stairway to heaven.org